My cousin publicly humiliated me at her wedding, and I returned the favor at her divorce party. My cousin Stephanie grabbed the microphone at her wedding reception, pointed at me in front of 300 guests, and announced, "Everyone, look," at my cousin Rachel, 35 and still single because she's too picky for any man. The crowd laughed awkwardly while I sat frozen, and that's when I decided her marriage would be my countdown clock for revenge. "Still hoping to catch the bouquet?" she added, drunk on champagne and cruelty. Stephanie had tormented me about being single for years. Every family gathering, she'd make comments about my ticking clock and dying alone with cats. She'd married Brett after knowing him for 6 months, mostly to beat me to marriage. I knew things about Brett that Stephanie didn't, like how he'd hit on me at their engagement party, how he'd sent inappropriate messages I'd screenshot but never shared, how he had active dating profiles just to look. But I didn't say anything that night. I smiled, raised my glass, and said, "To Stephanie and Brett, may you have exactly the marriage you deserve." 14 months later, Stephanie threw herself a divorce party, posted all over social media about celebrating freedom and upgrading her life. She invited everyone from the wedding, including me. "Surprised you came," she said when I arrived. "Thought you'd be too bitter." "Wouldn't miss it," I replied, handing her a gift bag. Inside was a photo album. She opened it in front of everyone, expecting something snarky. The first page was her wedding photo with a caption, "March 15th, the beginning." She flipped through confused. Every page was a screenshot. Brett's dating profiles are active during their marriage. His messages to other women. To me, the timestamps showed he'd been cheating since literally their honeymoon. "What is this?" she whispered. "Your marriage story. I documented it since you were so proud of beating me to the altar." The room went silent as people leaned in to look. Her friends saw Brett's messages calling Stephanie unbearable and a mistake. Her mother saw him discussing divorce lawyers 3 months in. "You knew?" Stephanie asked, tears starting. "I knew at your engagement party, but you were so happy to be married first, I didn't want to ruin it. You let me marry him knowing this? You announced at your wedding that I was too picky. Turns out you weren't picky enough." Her divorce party became a humiliation party. Guests realized she'd known Brett was trash but married him anyway just to beat me. The story spread through our extended family. Stephanie, who'd mocked me for being single, had knowingly married a serial cheater for the status. "This is cruel," she screamed. "No, cruel was humiliating me at your wedding for being single. This is just karma delivered in a photo album." But I wasn't done. The last page of the album was a wedding invitation, mine, to a wonderful man I'd been quietly dating for 2 years, someone I'd taken time to know properly. "My wedding's in June," I said. "You're not invited, but I wanted you to know that being picky paid off." Stephanie tried to destroy the album. Too late. I'd given copies to her bridesmaids, the same ones she'd forced to mock me during her bachelorette party. The story became a family legend. Stephanie, the cousin who rushed to marry garbage just to win, versus me, who waited and found gold. She's on husband number 3 now. Each wedding gets smaller. The jokes about dying alone stopped completely when her second marriage lasted 4 months. At my wedding, my uncle made a toast to Rachel, who proved that better single than sorry. Stephanie wasn't there, but her mother was. She handed me a card from Stephanie. Inside, "I'm sorry for the wedding speech." I sent back a photo from my honeymoon, 2 years and still happy. The caption, "Apology accepted. Being picky was worth the wait."